This is a hard to swallow pill in manifesting and in life in general. You could be right or you could be happy. If you want to be happy and get what you want, you are going to have to learn to change yourself and your own perceptions. Hello everyone, this is Cici. Welcome to my channel where I share with you the things I've learned from my own journey and practical manifesting tips so that you could be a doer, start applying, and live your best life. Today, I want to talk about boundaries. How to maintain your boundaries when manifesting a person. If you like my content, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. It really helps me spread the message, and if you would like to talk to me one-on-one, you can find the information in the description box. Comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So initially, I put this topic on my list because I got a comment under my video about manifesting change in people. Somebody had asked me, where do you think boundaries come into play while fixing the distorted vision? And should boundaries be placed? If you have not watched the video, go watch it so that maybe this one would make a little more sense to you. But in short, the idea of the video was that manifesting change in people is about changing your perspective of the person and their behaviors into something that is in line with your end with this person. So the question I got was, where do boundaries come into play while trying to fix our old perspective? First of all, manifesting or not, there is something that needs to be said about boundaries and what they are. A lot of people tend to go at it in a way that's like, my boundaries are that, I require people to treat me in a certain way, and if they don't, they're disrespecting my boundaries and I demand apology, or I become resentful and I feel hurt, and this is the best. I deserve better. I am going to be just a little harsh here and say that's not a very attractive and ultimately insecure way to go about it. Because boundaries are not about what other people do or not do. Think about how you put up fences around your house. What are you doing there? You're setting boundaries for your own real estate. It has got everything to do with your own property and nothing to do with anyone else's. You're not walking around the neighborhood telling people not to come into your house uninvited. You just assume that everyone knows that's where your physical boundaries are and that they know the consequences of overstepping them. Consider boundaries, fences around your emotional real estate. You set boundaries not for others, but for you. And there are two layers to this. First, boundaries for yourself. In the context of manifesting a different version of someone, you first need boundaries for yourself internally. What are the ideas that you will be entertaining, and what are the ideas that are not aligned with who you want to be? This will decide for you the kind of thoughts you're going to entertain, the kind of stories you're going to choose to tell yourself, the kind of perspectives you're going to have on things. Let's take an example. Say your person has a habit of being late or canceling at last minute and not respecting your time. You find it hurtful and disrespectful. You feel unimportant, unprioritized, and you want that to change. The first kind of boundaries you're going to set is for yourself internally. And by that, I mean you're not going to tell yourself they're doing it because they don't respect you, or that they're doing it because you're not important to them and they don't prioritize you and so on. Notice the difference between doing this to manifest and doing this for yourself. If you're changing your thoughts and perspectives to get someone to change, that in itself implies that this person needs to change. And that manifests you more of someone who needs to change. It's a dead end. And that is not living from the end, because when you live from the end, nothing needs to change. So you always want to start there. I am talking about actively choosing who you are and aligning your thoughts, stories, and perspectives with that version of yourself. Think about it. Someone who knows that they're important and prioritize and commands respect do not tell that kind of story about themselves. They just do not interpret things that way. So the first kind of boundaries you will want to set is the one for yourself. Who do I want to be in this world? What kind of thoughts, stories, and perspectives does that version of myself entertain? And stick to your own boundaries. The second kind of boundaries now, these are still fences around your own emotional real estate, but we're taking this one step further. Once you have the first one down, you might be inspired to also behave in a way that is more aligned with this ideal version of yourself. Going back to the same example, you have decided that this flaky behavior does not say anything about you or your importance to this person. That does not change the fact that the behavior is unacceptable to you or not within your boundaries. And you might not want to entertain that behavior from this person or anyone. Like, hey, it's cool if that's how you roll, but that's not something I want to be a part of, so I will politely excuse myself from this situation for now. Again, the focus here is on you. This is about you and fences around your own house, not about getting anything out of anyone else. A lot of people would tell you to pull back or go no contact to make people miss you. That is not what I'm talking about here. I do not support manipulating people and circumstances that way. No. Now, at this point, some of you might be asking, but how do I get this person to treat me right? There are two parts to this. First, how you see yourself. Second, how you see this person you're trying to change. First, how you see yourself. If you have proper boundaries set up for yourself, in this example, it would mean that you see yourself as someone who is important, who is prioritized, who is respected, and you expect that kind of treatment from people. Not the demanding and entitled kind of expectation that makes people feel like they owe you $1 million. That is not what I'm suggesting, but a positive, receptive, grateful, and very secure kind of expectation that truly inspire people to treat you the way you want them to. If you have issue sitting back after you lay out your boundaries with people, if you find yourself wondering how and when this person will change and treat you right, if you're trying to figure out how to get them to change, first of all, it's highly likely that you're trying to use external changes and circumstances to fill up an energetic hole within yourself, and that you could really use some work there. I'm talking about truly stepping into the version of yourself who is used to receiving respectful treatment, who is used to being prioritized by people, and who is grateful for it, who receive nice treatments from people gracefully and in a secure way. Allow yourself to sit back, open yourself up to receive, allow other people to treat you in the ways you want to be treated. Allow yourself to think that they're capable of that without fear of disappointment. Which brings me to my second point. How you see this person you're supposedly trying to change. Do you see this person as someone who is capable of treating you the way you want them to? Most importantly, are you willing to change your mind about them and see them in a positive light? There is a very big difference in the energy of trying to change, and the energy of knowing and receiving. Who do you perceive this person to be? What are the stories you tell yourself about this person? The hardest part here is usually when people feel a sense of injustice, that someone has done them dirty, and it makes them unwilling to change their perception without some kind of apology from the other party. They are a little or very much resentful. This is a hard to swallow pill in manifesting and in life in general. You could be right or you could be happy. If you want to be happy and get what you want, you are going to have to learn to change yourself and your own perceptions, regardless of what other people are doing. You're going to have to learn to stop taking things personal and to be willing to see the good in people, especially the ones you claim to love. Sometimes when I listen to people describe their situations, it's like they don't hear themselves. Like, he did me dirty and I'm better than this. He doesn't deserve me and all that I do for him. And they tell me they love this person in the same breath. Look, if you love someone, be open to seeing the best in this person, even when they're not at their best. It's okay to excuse yourself from the situation physically when they're not, but in your mind, allow yourself to see the best in them. And look, it's okay if you're not willing to do that. It's okay if you're not willing to change your mind about someone. That happened to me with my ex. And he did come back at one point, and I just, honestly, at the end, I didn't love him enough to be willing to make the effort to change my mind about him. And that is okay. But if you do love someone and want that relationship to work out, which also did happen with the guy that I'm currently with, and things did work out for me, and I was willing to change my mind about him. But what I'm trying to say here is that if you do love someone and want the relationship to work, allow yourself to embrace your love for this person. And by that I mean accept them for who they are, enjoy being nice to them, enjoy loving them, enjoy seeing the best in them, despite what they are showing you or what they might have shown you temporarily. I promise you that you will feel so much better that way. Once you get over that initial hum, like, oh my God, it's so unfair that they did me dirty, but I have to change first. It doesn't matter at the end, really. It really doesn't. And you will see what I mean once you get there. Since I have started making videos regularly about a month ago, I have gotten some really weird and just bitter, resentful comments from some people. Now, I don't engage, I don't reply to them, but it kind of makes me sad. I remember a few weeks ago, I got this comment from this person who was talking about the patriarchy and how men are bad, how they expect women to be satisfied with their breadcrumbs, and it just, gosh, these are very bitter outlooks on life and the other sex, and there's a better way to look at this. Happiness is a choice. Love is also a choice. Choose love, and that's how you get closer to everything you truly want in life. I'm serious. And I just realized that I accidentally went on a tangent, but that's okay because I am going to wrap it all up right now. I really hope that the examples and ideas that I have shared with you today could help you in some way, and if it did, let me know by liking this video and commenting down below. And if you have made it to the end, I just want to say thank you. Until next time, happy manifesting.